I created this video recently talking about the defined ego versus the undefined ego in human design, and my microphone was terrible. So I am going to create this video about the solar plexus, defined versus undefined in human design, without the mic. And yet again, I have some talking points that are just chef's kiss, so perfect that I'm gonna have to read them to you. But this is by popular demand and request from some of my clients who are emotional authority. So I hope this helps in understanding emotional authority versus those of us who have an undefined solar plexus center, which is the rightmost little triangle in the chart. Okay, so the solar plexus is unique as the only center in human design that is both an awareness center and a motor center. That means it gives you emotional awareness, but it also gives you the energy to ride the emotional wave and sit with emotions. Okay, its awareness aspect provides clarity about the need to wait and ride the emotional wave, but it's not about analyzing where you are on your emotional wave in any given moment. Instead, the motorized aspect focuses on depth, thoroughness, and emotional resilience, ensuring decisions are fully aligned. For defined individuals, meaning that center is colored in your chart, this means setting the pace by taking the time it takes to experience the full emotional wave before committing to anything. For undefined individuals, so it's colored white in your chart, it's about learning to navigate emotional energy without being overwhelmed by it or avoiding confrontation and truth. Okay, so starting with these 3 talking points for a defined emotional center. So this is about externalizing emotional clarity and stability. So if you've got this center colored in, number 1, you have to pace your decisions along with the awareness of emotional clarity. So a defined solar plexus individual sets the emotional pace for connections, for relationships, by giving themselves the time and space that it takes to process both the highs and lows of their emotional wave. Their decision making isn't based on how they feel or fleeting emotions, but on whether or not they can fully commit their depth and thoroughness to any given opportunity. For example, the question isn't, how do I feel right now? It's, can I take up space and invest the time it takes in this commitment or opportunity? Number 2, motorized commitment with depth. Emotional authority beings, or people with defined solar plexus center, thrive when committing with full emotional depth and thoroughness, showing resilience through the ups and downs of the wave. For example, their strength lies in their ability to ride the wave fully, ensuring their commitments are built to last. Number 3, emotional stability for themselves and others. Though they may feel emotionally chaotic internally, or they may think that they're too emotional, often others see them as stable, consistent, and reliable. Their natural pacing sets the tone for those around them. For example, they will become the steady anchor, helping others find clarity and calm. Okay, so like the overarching message here, if you have a defined solar plexus, is you're always on an emotional wave. You always go high, low, and come back to clarity, but you don't actually know where you are in a wave. So the only way to be sure before committing is making other people wait, okay? That way you are setting the precedent of how things will go in this connection, in this opportunity, in this commitment. They will always have to be waiting on you, because you will fully commit all of your depth and thoroughness with that motorized energy. You don't have to talk about emotions. You don't have to talk about feelings. You don't have to wait until you're so sure or clear. No, you just need to set an amount of time and then say, I'll have a decision by then. Minimum 24 hours, right? Minimum sleep on it at least once. But if you feel like your wave is a little longer, if you feel like you have a lot of motorized energy for depth and thoroughness, maybe it's a couple of days, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a full lunar cycle. That's up to you. But the point of waiting, okay, when you have emotional authority, is to make sure that you can come into an opportunity and take up space, but also everyone else involved knows that that is your nature, that it takes you time because you take a little bit longer and you're more thorough than someone with non-emotional, for example. Okay, so in contrast, those who have an undefined solar plexus center, so it's colored white in their chart, they are internalizing their emotional unpredictability. Number one, they absorb and amplify emotions. Undefined solar plexus individuals internalize emotions by absorbing and amplifying the energy of others, making their experience feel unpredictable and overwhelming. For example, they may feel like their emotions are all over the place, but often it's just the emotional energy of those around them that they're amplifying. Number two, they avoid conflict and emotional truth. To avoid this amplified emotional energy, they often shy away from confrontation or uncomfortable truths, which can hinder personal growth and aligned decision making. For example, their instinct is to avoid the storm, but growth happens when they face emotions head on, allow them to kind of like pass through as they will without trying to predict or control them. Number three, reclaiming neutrality and detachment. Growth comes when they recognize they're not responsible for fixing or owning every emotion that they feel or that others feel or express around them. Emotional neutrality allows them to step back and gain clarity. For example, their superpower is staying calm and centered even when surrounded by emotional chaos. How did this land for you? Let me know in the comments whether you're defined emotional center or undefined. And if you want to learn more about how to manage this specific energy center in the context of your chart, I do have personalized reports. They're $27, and I cover each of the energy centers within the report, as well as your overarching strategy for life, your decision-making process, and the best ways to manage your energy that are specific to your unique aura. So